The morning sun had barely risen over my ranch when I noticed something unusual on the driveway. Karen, the persistent HOA president, had parked herself directly in front of my gates. Not just any car this time. She had brought her latest outrage, a flashy Lambo, which she positioned with all the subtlety of a parade float. Her smug grin was visible even from a distance, the kind that screams, "I own this place." What she didn't know was that today was no ordinary morning. My son, Jake, had recently been elected sheriff of our county. He had been working undercover on several local cases and had often reminded me that authority was meaningless if not backed by preparation. And today, all the preparation was ready to be deployed. Karen strutted down the driveway, waving her phone at me like she planned to summon the police. "You can't park here. This is illegal. I'm calling the cops," she shouted, her voice dripping with confidence. She truly believed she had power over me, but she had no idea she was about to encounter a force that even she couldn't manipulate. Inside the ranch house, I calmly picked up my phone and dialed Jake. "Dad?" He answered groggily, surprised to hear me so early. "Karen's at the driveway, Lumbo, acting like she owns the place." I could hear a chuckle in his voice. "Stay calm. I've got this." Within minutes, Jake arrived in full sheriff uniform, badge gleaming, lights flashing subtly on his patrol vehicle. Karen's grin faltered as she realized the supposed authority she thought she commanded was about to vanish in an instant. "You're blocking your own property," Jake said, voice firm but calm. "Step aside." Karen sputtered, trying to explain, to reason, to demand. But the problem was simple. She had overstepped every legal boundary imaginable. She had no right to assert control over my private property. And my son, the law itself in this jurisdiction, was now standing there to enforce it. Her Lumbo was a disaster waiting to happen. She attempted to rev the engine, hoping to intimidate or flee, but Jake calmly ordered her to turn it off. Panic replaced her smugness. She tried calling 911, but the operator politely informed her that she was now on the wrong side of a property and law dispute, one that the sheriff was present to resolve. I watched from the porch as Karen's confidence unraveled. Every argument she made was countered by Jake with unwavering legal authority and a level of patience that bordered on theatrical. She stomped around the car, tried to block the driveway further, and even attempted to record us on her phone, likely hoping to make a viral spectacle of her heroism. That's when things took an unexpected turn. I casually stepped outside, motioned to Jake, and revealed that my son, the sheriff, had full jurisdiction over this entire property. Karen's eyes widened. Her hands trembled as she realized that not only had she attempted to block my driveway, she had also directly violated the law by obstructing a sheriff's authority on duty. She tried to speak, but her voice cracked under the weight of the situation. Jake gave a final warning. "Move the vehicle immediately, or we'll tow it," and press charges for obstruction and harassment. Karen's internal bravado crumbled. With a hiss of the engine and a sputtering rev, she reluctantly drove off, leaving behind a cloud of dust and her shattered ego. Once the driveway was clear, I leaned on the gate and let out a deep breath. Karen's antics had escalated yet again, but today had ended perfectly. My property was fully under my control. My son had upheld the law, and Karen had been reminded that her so-called authority was meaningless against actual legal power. The rest of the day was peaceful. The Lambo incident became a story shared among the ranch hands, a tale of what happens when HOA arrogance meets real law enforcement. Karen would likely try something else next week, but I knew one thing for sure. On my property, the law, the security, and the authority always stood firmly on my side. And when it came to Karen, let's just say she now understood exactly who really owned the driveway and who enforced it.